kind of showdown you'd expect in a legislative chamber. But today, politics turned personal in Tennessee. Democratic Representative Justin Pearson hasn't been back to the Capitol since his brother's suicide in December, returning with even more passion behind his bill to end the permitless carry of firearms in Tennessee.
We have the power to do something about the gun violence epidemic, and we don't just have to offer some empty thoughts and prayers. We can do something, and now is the time to do it.
But after Pearson called out a Republican for trying to end the debate, another Republican called out Pearson.
I know every member in this committee's been here this year working during committee, during session, voting on bills.
Yes, sir.
And I know you may have some things going on, but you have not. So I don't think it's fair for you to come in front of this committee and lecture us on hard work and convictions and hard work for our committee.
Thank you, Chair Doggett, and thank you, Chair Farmer, for your comments. They incense me. They make me very, very angry. I buried my brother. I planned for his entire funeral. My fiance made his obituary. I made sure that he was taken care of, even in death. That's what I've been doing.
The committee chairman trying to regain control, cutting off Pearson's mic. That didn't stop him.
That's what you need to think about, Chairman.
When lawmakers killed the bill,
Mr. Chairman, you have 2 ayes, 7 nays.
everything came to a head.
2 fails.
No.
Lawmakers physically restraining Pearson, while Farmer stares the other way.
Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again on Instagram at JGTalk2, on X at Green_Jericho. Like and subscribe to this channel. Get yourself some merch. Hit the link dank. So you saw that. What's going on with these over emotional, I call them Blacktivists. He's supposed to be an elected official, but he uses this as an opportunity to help the struggle, whatever that is, with his afro and his fucking kente cloth. Man, stop that shit. What are you doing? Take that shit off. You're not a representative for Ghana or wherever that shit comes from. You're a representative from Memphis, Tennessee. So unless that's a Memphis, Tennessee traditional garb, take that shit off. And go down to the barbershop and cut your damn hair. You look ridiculous. You're 50 years late with that shit. Now, if this was 1975 and you want to get out there with Angela Davis and the other dummies, you guys seen the video of Angela Davis? She has the famous picture of her in the courtroom like this with a big old afro and shit, right? Activists, pro-black, Trump's fucking racist America, 1619 Project CRT, all that shit, reparations, all that black bullshit. She's all about it. She was on some show where they read they trace your lineage. You fucking stick a Q-tip in your mouth and send it to Blackwater, and they find out your lineage. And she found out that her relatives, her ancestors, were on the Mayflower, first damn ship to get here. Because you can look at her and tell she's mixed. It's always the mixed ones, right? You can look at her and tell she's obviously not full black. Turns out, not only were her ancestors slave owners, they were on the damn Mayflower. Can't make it up. You don't have to. So Justin Pearson, he's obviously about 50 years too late. Maybe if you were here in 1975, you and Angela Davis could have put your afros, could have rubbed your afros together. Maybe they would have conjoined and you would have been like Siamese activist afro twins. But it's not 1975, so you look like a jackass. You look like you put your race above everything else, above serving the people of Memphis. It looks like you're black first, brother. So I have a clip. That was just part of the highlights. But this is even better because you get more of what this fool says. And he does that fake I have a dream kind of cadence in his voice. So everything that he says is not exactly spoken and it's not exactly sung. Like, you know, that preacher, stereotypical preacher voice shit, whatever. But apparently they are passing, he wants to pass a bill that makes it so you have to have a permit to carry a gun. Because in Memphis, like it should be in every state, all 50 states, you can just carry a gun. You don't need a permit because the Constitution and you're an adult, right? So he wanted it to where, you know, you needed a permit, more government interference. Let's get the government involved. Let's get the government in every single facet of our lives, even how we protect ourselves. Or whatever you want a gun for. Shit, you're a tax-paying American. You can have that gun for whatever the hell you want. If you don't even want to put bullets in it, you just want to carry it around. Carry it. You haven't done anything to show that you shouldn't be able to carry it, so carry that shit. But since his brother, unfortunately, took his life and he left kids behind, and let me tell you, I have no sympathy for people who take their lives who have children. Because that's a whole nother level of fucked up. That's a whole other layer, a whole new layer of issues for your children to deal with because you couldn't handle it. Jericho, you don't understand, and my brother and all this shit. No, that's fucking terrible. Because somebody has to go in that room and tell your kids, and this always sticks with me. It always sticks out to me. Like the last moment before somebody's life is shattered. You ever go up to somebody and give them bad news and they're talking to somebody and they're laughing? They're like, ha, ha, ha. Hey, what's up? Huh? And you just see their life get destroyed. That last moment of happiness. You see them enjoying it before you drop a nuclear bomb on top of their head. Like your dad shot himself. Was it because of me? Did I not see the signs? Why wasn't I good enough for you to stick around for? All this shit, you just handed this warm, rancid sack of mayonnaise, this 5-gallon black trash bag of rancid, maggot-infested mayonnaise. You just dropped it in their lap. Here you go. I'm out of here. And he talks about how he had to do all these things for his nephews and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. That's so fucked up to kill yourself when you leave children behind. And I really hate it when it's a celebrity because everybody gives them this leeway. Oh, but you don't understand, Jericho, and Robin Williams and Kate Spade and the two singers of those bands that left 5 children behind. That's fucked up. So his brother killed himself, and somehow this Blacktivist thinks that making it hard for law-abiding citizens to carry guns is going to keep people from killing themselves? Is that what you think? Do you think if it was hard for your brother to get a gun, he wouldn't have done it? Go talk to London. No, you can't have no guns here, mate. Or do. Uh-oh, knife attacks, 600% increase. People getting ran over by vehicles. If people are going to do something, they're going to do it. Doesn't matter. You can put all the roadblocks in front of them that you want. They're going to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. No matter how messed up the thing is, where there's a will, there's a way. And if your brother didn't get his hands on a gun, he would have hung himself. He would have done something else to take his own life because apparently he thought that's what he was supposed to do. But he starts talking about all the things that he's dealing with. And that's great, man. You should probably talk to your fiance that you mentioned who helped you. Maybe your brothers that you mentioned, your father that you mentioned. There's other people you can tell this shit to. But you decided to come to work and act like a little girl, to act like a lady, and let your emotions overflow where they shouldn't have. It was absolutely ridiculous for you to act like that. And the shit happens all the time. Unfortunately, it happens to people all the time. It was 4 months ago. I'm not saying you should be over it at all. You're just getting started down this road of pain that your brother left for you. But if you're going to bring your ass back to work, you need to tighten up.
All this. I know every member in this committee's been here this year working. Mm-hmm.
during committee, during session, voting on bills.
You know, people, oh man, how can you say that? He lost a family member. Oh, but you're back to work. So apparently he must have been lecturing them, and he was lecturing them on, you weren't doing this for the people, and you weren't doing that for the people. Wait, fool. You weren't even here. Imagine being on a team. Doesn't have to maybe a sports team or a team at work, but you guys have been handling business. You've been sweating, you've been busting your ass, you've been putting in the work. And here somebody comes 3 weeks into the project or 4 weeks into the season, say, hey, man, you guys need to run faster. You need to work harder. You need to do this and you need to do that. Whoa. You weren't even here, fool. That's what this guy's saying. He's saying, check yourself or you break yourself.
And I know you may have some things going on, but you have not. So I don't think it's fair for you to come in front of this committee and lecture us on hard work and convictions and hard work for our committee. So when I understand where you're at and what you're doing and why, but at the end of the day, we've been here working. We've been on the House floor voting on bills. We've taken the tough questions. We've taken the tough votes. Yeah. And we're doing so. So I don't think it's fair for you to come in here and lecture this committee on hard work when we've been up here doing the hard work.
Thank you, Chair Farmer. For
and that was very respectful.
They incense me.
Here we go.
They make me very, very angry. Very angry.
Amen. Shut up.
Not just because of the lack of regard, but the disrespect and the same denigrating tone that you used on the State House floor when the vote to expel me happened.
Oh, so they have
It's
history.
Disrespectful. It's unbecoming, and it's beneath the standard of a person who's supposed to represent in the Tennessee House of Representatives.
Hey, watch this lady back here scratching her. This lady looks like she's trying to hold back laughter. This lady back here, he gets mad and he pounds on the lectern or the podium, and she jumps. It scares the shit out of her.
It is a pathetic excuse for you to not answer the question of why we are doing nothing about the gun violence epidemic than to personally attack me. But let me explain to you what I have been doing, Representative, since you asked. My brother, Temperance Darnell Pearson, one of the loves of my life, passed away from gun suicide on December 1st of 2024. And since that happened, it shattered my family like gun violence has shattered so many families. Shattered my nephew's lives, my mother, my father, my other brothers who are remaining. I buried my brother. I planned for his entire funeral. My fiance made his obituary. I made sure that he was taken care of, even in death. That's what I've been doing. But also, not just that, I went to all of my nephew's schools. I met with their principals and their teachers to ensure that they are okay. I gave
Okay, what does that have to do, like my dad would say, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What does this have to do with this gun bill? What does it have to do with what he said about you? It wasn't a personal attack. He was stating the facts. You're coming back here in the 11th hour after we've been doing all this shit, and that's fine that you were away, but don't come back talking shit.
Them and made sure that they had grief counseling and that they're seeing a psychiatrist. That's what I've been doing. And while you're talking about hard work, you need to realize that our job is not just in this state house with these marble floors. Our jobs are on the streets and in the communities that we serve. And so while you've been here passing bills that have been hurting transgender children, while you've been here passing bills that have been hurting the
transgender children, what bill was passed that hurt transgender children? And he says, you haven't passed or haven't done anything to stop poverty. How the hell do you do that?
Poor, hurting the marginalized, hurting the disenfranchised, while you've been here passing bills that have not ended poverty, while you've been here passing bills that have not helped people who need Medicaid expansion, while you've been here doing the hard work.
So that's two. I'm going to count how many times. That's 2 times already. He says, Representative Pearson, he's not listening. He's overcome with emotion. He keeps yelling, you're acting like an ass. You need to have some decorum, some professionalism, and shut your damn mouth.
Work of making sure that our state is not the state that it can be, because you have decided.
Representative Pearson.
Reality of our situation is only to be.
Representative Pearson.
While you've been here doing that, I've been in my community.
Representative Pearson.
Meeting with young people, going to school, registering
Representative Pearson.
That's what I've been doing. Hard work doesn't just happen. Witness legislation that happens.
Representative Pearson.
And if you will, Chairman, just one more minute, because Chairman Farmer seems to think that he somehow
Representative Pearson.
seems to understand my life better than I do. You
need to understand that hard work isn't just sitting there and shutting up and passing a bill. It's doing the hard work of justice and love and mercy.
Okay.
Let's see any more.
All right.
9 times. 9 times he said that dude's name. Absolutely nothing. Didn't even take a breath. Up there acting like a jackass. You look stupid. You look like an idiot. You look like the over-emotional, uncontrollable black person that they think we are. Look at you. They can't even get through to you. He said your name 9 times. You just kept going. Like you're doing something. Like these dumbass broads in the audience. Amen. Supporting this bullshit. Man, shut up.
Other people who you know may not like you. Standing in front of people who you know will disrespect you. People who you know will talk down to you.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see. So he loses.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And then he walks up to Representative Farmer. There he goes.
No, sir. No, sir.
Why are you up in that dude's face like that? Why are you up on him like that? What's your problem?
Don't you ever come back to me and my family.
How did he disrespect your family? He didn't disrespect anybody. He said, don't be coming in here after we've been doing the work telling us that we haven't been doing work. They've been slaving over a hot meal and you come in there and tell them it tastes like shit. After all the work they've been doing, just come in, do your thing, keep it about work. You don't like that they didn't pass the bill? You don't have to make it about yourself. Don't you ever fucking disrespect my family. Nobody said anything about your family. He said, I know you're dealing with things, but that doesn't mean you can come up in here and disrespect. But like the over-emotional female that he is, he took that as, I'm disrespecting you. I don't think what you're going through means anything. And who cares that your brother killed himself and all this other dumb shit that some petulant 13-year-old girl would think. Fellas, you ever had a disagreement with your lady and you're like, I didn't even say, that's not what I said. I didn't say that. That's what they heard. That's what they felt. And that's what he feels, because they're all about feelings, love and feelings and acceptance of everybody and everything. Sure, you're a 39-year-old man and you dress like a little girl and you like little boys. So what? We accept everybody. That's his truth. You can't tell him how to live his truth. How is that bothering you? How does this grown man who likes children, how is that bothering you? If that grown man wants to stuff his dick and balls into a woman's lace thong and then go in the same room with the women that you love, what's your problem? What's your problem? That fool is a jackass. If the people of Memphis have any sense, you'll vote his ass out the next chance you get. But if you voted someone like that in, chances are you're not going to vote him out. What say you? Meet me in the comment section. This shit was absolutely ridiculous. You're an embarrassment. Your constituents, your colleagues, your family, everybody who knows you should be absolutely embarrassed. But you know me in these videos. Good gun. So I highlight a video that shows an American flexing that Second Amendment muscle, giving the bad guy exactly what he deserves. But you know how it goes. Try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.
And the call came in just after 6 o'clock as a robbery in progress with an armed man walking inside this convenience store, but he likely did not expect being met with armed customers.
It's crazy.
It's a multitude of feelings in a neighborhood of people fed up with crime.
It's a sad situation, but it's just like, they need to stop doing this and stop robbing and go get a job.
Happy to see a robbery stopped, still devastated it had to end this way.
But like I said, anytime someone loses their life, it's a tragedy. And that's somebody's father or brother or son or grandson. So that's sad. But how they say in the Bible, live by the sword, die by the sword, I mean, it's simple.
Police say the would-be robber shot by 2 armed customers in the store.
He entered the store, and my understanding, he displayed a weapon. The customers at the time discharged their weapon, and he was shot.
He was transported to the hospital at first, but later pronounced dead. No one else in the store was hurt, as a number of people expressed this as a matter of swift justice.
If I was a gun carrier, I'd probably do the same thing. So, they have to protect themselves. So, they got a permit to carry. That's what it's for.